I'm well. Good to hear from you, Solo.
Yeah, you too. Sorry, I think we're like a minute late. I had
Oh,
mic
there's
issues at the start of the last session, so
no need to apologize. I am sitting here warming up in training mode.
cool. I went ahead and sent you an arena code. You're looking to do practice instead of or not VOD review, right?
Yeah, I'm not good enough. Well, yeah, I don't have any VODs up.
Okay. Did you review our last session?
I did indeed.
Awesome. Yeah. Did you do the thing I suggested and like put it on 0.75 speed and break things down?
Yes, I also did that with some replays that I have on my Switch as well.
Did
Um,
you find it helpful?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I do that same thing in a like Guilty Gear Strive lets you slow
Oh
down your
yeah,
replays like natively. It makes so much sense that way.
absolutely.
And it also fits with a lot of the stuff in Intergame of Tennis, where it's like you have to really be able to analyze the things that you're seeing to
Yep,
like be able to make the not like value judgments, but just to understand what the fuck is going on, so you can
definitely.
like respond.
Well, it sounds like you've internalized a lot of things from that book, which is great to hear.
Yeah, it was a good read. Not done with it yet, obviously, but um, I've
Yeah.
just been practicing. Like
Honestly, the first like half of that book is the most useful. It starts getting a little Tennessee towards the end, but
as you would expect from a game called the Intergame of Tennis.
absolutely,
Enter arena ID. Sorry, this is taking me a second. 6J2SR.
no worries.
And 20.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm like uploading the last session as we play. If it's laggy, I'll pause it. Just
All good. Thank you for the
remember
heads
to
up.
try. Yeah, feels like sometimes it works fine and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know.
Oh, 3, 4. Gonna work on Ike today.
Awesome. I'm a fan.
Yeah, obviously. um, I've been going to more locals as well. Met some really good players.
Great.
It's been yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're. I'm trying to remember what region you're in.
Uh, New Jersey, but I actually had to go back home to North Carolina, which is why I hit you up about
Yeah. I remember you.
the
You said you're in NC. What You're are you like around? Yeah, where are you based?
New York City. So, well, New Jersey, New York City. So, like, I go to the New York City locals and
Oh,
like,
okay. So you're back in New Jersey area?
yeah, yep.
Okay, gotcha. I was just wondering because I'm traveling to Raleigh for a tournament this weekend. But
Oh, nice.
cool. What locals did you go to?
I've been so there are two that happen every week. One is called Zeno, or it's at a place called Zeno, and it's by like House of 3000.
Yeah.
If
No,
you know,
I'm in North Carolina. Sorry, I was just wondering if you
oh,
met anyone I
Sorry.
know.
Yeah. In North Carolina, I went to the Dare to Care in Raleigh on NC State's campus. I think it was the same day as the Asheville Summit.
Oh,
I wanted to go to
awesome.
this. I wanted to go to the Asheville Summit, but I just couldn't make the drive.
Yeah, I didn't make it to that one, but Dare to Care, I know a lot of people there. Who did you meet? I probably know them.
Uh, the nicest person, or the nicest person I met was probably Cryonics. Um, they played a couple of friendlies with me and gave me some like sortie pointers.
Cool.
Very
Sounds
good.
familiar, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Um,
Sorry,
it's been
I'm just
uh,
being nerding out about the scene.
no, it's good to check up on the peeps. Like I do that same thing whenever I'm talking to people up here, especially since there's like a lot of crossover between the two locals that happen. So I'm always like trying to meet the other Ikes, say
Cool.
hello.
Yeah, Mega is up there. You met him yet?
I've seen him play. Maniac is also good, and he goes to the same two locals that I do. Very, very intimidating guy.
Is he?
I have yet to I have yet to talk to him, but one of the other acquaintances I've met who's like consistently in the top 8 is like, yeah, dude, shut that shit down. Like, just talk to him.
Oh yeah,
What?
absolutely. Maniac. I'm wondering if I've talked to him before. He sounds familiar.
Check him out.
Sorry, I'm
Uh,
just looking people up now.
no,
Sorry.
it's good. This is good. I like having these conversations.
Great.
Like,
Yeah, because I'll give you a little extra time at the end if it comes down, because I know we're not playing right now. Just give me 1 second. So yeah, that's awesome. Locals are incredibly fun, first and foremost.
Yeah.
So what did you learn from them? Like, what do you think you need to work on in order to up your results?
Stop holding in forward. Think more. Analyze, or not even just think more, but like analyze what my opponent's plan is. I feel like far too often I'm just like, oh, mashing.
Yeah,
Let's get.
yep. That's the Ike trap, right? Because
Mhm.
it works against bad players. And
Yes.
so when you're first, like, not to be a dick, like I don't mean bad players. I mean like inexperienced players, people who don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you learn that when you're first starting the game. You're like, okay, I just mash Nair, and then as long as I hit my up airs, they die.
Right.
But yeah, we got to get out of that mindset. You say to think more, but obviously you've read the inner game of tennis. You know that the real goal is to eventually think less.
Right. Which is why I caught myself,
Yep.
because like you want to get into that not autopilot but like subconscious game.
Yes. So think more during friendlies, and think more during VOD review, and then just relax when you're in bracket. Relax. Pay
Mm-hmm.
attention, but don't actively be. If you have to think about something, think about your opponent and what they're doing. Don't think about what you're doing.
Right.
Gotcha. All right, we can play real quick.
Cool.
Doesn't seem laggy. Oops. All right, well we're even now.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, that's a really good dash back grab.
Ooh.
Who'd you play in bracket?
Like character. Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
character. Sorry, I'm
I
distracting.
in Raleigh, I swapped between Corn and Ike, just to, I don't know, like keep my head out of itself.
Gotcha.
And at Xeno, I just straight Ike.
I do recommend you kind of pick one, just because it's going to
Yeah,
accelerate your learning.
I think Ike. Um, Corn was like a brief experiment to see if actually changing would help. I think it was foolish.
I don't know about foolish. I mean, if you're having
Not
fun, you're having fun. But
fair.
yeah, again, yeah, try, the self judgments. Foolish. Yeah, maybe it's not for you, but you learned something from it, right? I bet.
That's true. Yeah, no, you're right. I got to keep watching the. It's hard to shut down the inner critic.
Absolutely, I understand completely. But it's a great lesson to learn. So yeah, so if you're willing to focus on Ike, that's great. We can. I definitely have more to teach you in that area.
For sure.
But yeah, Corn's pretty good too. So whatever you decide.
Yep.
So yeah, you should go say hi to Mega, by the way. He's really nice. Just tell him you know me.
Will do. I'll tell him just that, actually.
Yeah, you can tell him that you do coaching with me. I think he did a session with me once. It was he DM'd me and he goes, "You're not better than me, but could you help?" I'm kidding. He's very nice. We have like that friendly rapport. But
That's awesome.
yeah, he was like, could could you help students who aren't beginners? Do people find it useful? I'm trying to remember if it was him. I think it was. Either way, we've done VOD review together a bunch, and
Yeah,
he's a nice dude. He loves Ike, so he'd be willing to sit down and talk with you for sure.
that's rad.
I can
I'll
even
definitely.
tell him that you're gonna say hi if you want.
I think if I fail to if I fail to break out of sorry words, nah. I think
You're good. Okay.
yeah, I can fly solo. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, he's a nice guy. Just don't tell him I said that.
Yeah, you got it. It's the rivalry, the
No,
quiet.
yeah, it's not even really that. It's I just like messing with him. He's funny to mess with. Okay, so I don't mind that. I do that too sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Did you do the double jump version, or did you do just jump?
just raw.
You did this, where you just
Yep.
jump up B?
Yep.
That's fine, but you have to buffer a ledge option pretty much immediately, because otherwise you're just hanging on ledge. Like, I should
Right,
not
and you
have
caught me with
really...
that dare.
Yeah, well, I caught you with down tilt.
Down tilt,
Go
sorry,
over
not
there
dare.
and do it, and then immediately buffer a get up attack. Oops, sorry, I don't know why I did that.
All
Okay,
good.
yeah. So if I'm not expecting it, I'll keep holding shield, and I'll try to down tilt, and it won't work, right? Get up attack should not always be your option, because it's very punishable. But if you buffer something right away, I'm not really going to be able to punish if I'm holding shield when you're on the way down. I can punish you on the way up, but not every character can, and most people won't know how. One thing I would avoid doing pretty much at all costs is double jump up being. It used to
Right.
be good, but if you do this, you will literally just die because you won't have a double jump anymore. The good
Right,
thing
man.
about this jump up B, first off, it scoops stupid far onto the stage,
Mm-hmm.
but also you conserve your double jump. So if they hit you, you're fine. That's really important.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's fight. Nice overshoot. You know what an overshoot is?
I don't know what an overshoot is.
So let's say we're both dancing around in neutral right here, and I really I think I can land a dash attack.
Mm-hmm.
Often it is better to dash attack through you in case you dash back to catch your retreat, right?
Right.
Or your roll away. So you did an overshoot here. I was jumping onto the plat, and you nared further than you necessarily had to because you thought I might drift back. It's something that you learn how to do kind of naturally, but it's good to
Yeah.
know what it's called and how to do it.
Right. No, it's a lot of terminology.
Yeah. So overshooting is important in all fighting games, really.
Yeah.
Because that's how you catch dashbacks.
Yeah, you're just preemptively covering an option.
Yeah. And it'll cover if they stay in place, and it'll cover if they dash back. So that's good. Ike is really good at coverage. All right, there you go.
Sorry.
You're good.
Green.
You see how important it is to mix up your recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most people think Ike is dead there. He's not. We have recovery options because Ike has a very good directional air dodge in terms of range, distance anyway.
Oof. I let go too early.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were doing it on purpose or not, so I just chose to cover high. The good thing about that move is it creates a 50-50 where Ike gets to choose.
Right.
But going to ledge is going to be the best option. Like, I'd say like 75% of the time, right? You want to give the threat of going high and taking stage control from them, but you want to cash that threat in with just going to ledge. Does that make sense? You're basically you're building up a portfolio of options, and then they will be like, oh, I got to cover everything, and they'll go out here and they'll up smash, and you just take ledge for free, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then if they're only covering ledge, you go high and you take stage for free, which is even better.
Yeah, because then you're just right back to neutral. Ah. I should have just switched to tomahawk grabs because you were very ready for fastball aerials.
That's true, but also you got to think that a high up unspaced fair is pretty much never the option.
Right.
Unless you are very confident that it's going to work, like you think they're going to jump or something, or you're trying to cover multiple options.
Right. That was basically like a thoughtless input.
Let me take a look at something. So yeah, I'm just pulling up Ike's ultimate frame data just so. Do you ever look at ultimate frame data?
Yeah, I have the app. My phone isn't near me, but I can just look it up on
No
ufp.com.
worries. It's just fair is it's -9 on shield, right?
Right.
So you got to make sure that if you're going to hit shield with it, you're tippering it, or you're very confident that they're going to jump or something, right? Or you have some reason to think it's going to work. Izaw, I took a lesson with him,
Is it
and
Izal or Izal?
I think so. I don't know.
I've been okay. That's fine. I've been
I
saying it wrong.
think it's Izaw. It could be Izaw. I don't know. He's Swedish. Um, but he basically told me almost always when you do a fair, you could be nair. Fair
Yep.
covers more space, and so I like to do it sometimes to call out jumps. But nair is much higher reward. It's much safer. So it just makes more sense to be your main neutral tool. So yeah, be doing that on shield more than anything. All right. One of the best concepts he ever taught me was to use your sword as your shield. Because Ike's out of shield game kind of sucks. So you want to use your threat of hitboxes to keep people at bay instead of shielding. Same's true for Corrin, though Corrin has better out of shield options.
Right, with the pin and up B, or not, just up B. Yeah.
Her better, Nair is her better for the most part. Her Nair and fair out of shield are decent. Ike doesn't have that. Just do down throws. You have true combos out of it at 0.
You're right. You're right. I know that. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. Just correct, you know.
Copy.
It's very easy to fall into habits. It's really hard for more advanced players. They'll watch someone who's newer, right? And they'll be like, "Why is he doing that?" And they won't remember the fact that they had a million bad habits too.
Yep.
You fall into patterns, right? Like there's so much to think about in Smash, and until you're at the point where you can comfortably do like a bunch of, like right now, I didn't think about that combo, right?
I know you were literally talking.
Yeah. Until you get to that point, a lot of things are going to be automatic that shouldn't be. Like, what throw do I do? So the more your execution becomes automatic, the more time you can, the more brain power you can dedicate to picking options, which is more important, right? Or at least that's what'll get you work against good players. Because, if you pick bad options, you're not going to win.
Right.
If you miss a combo, you might still win. But if you spend all game picking bad options,
you're going to get outplayed.
Yeah. That's why characters like Luigi are so frustrating to play against, because they can pick bad options a whole bunch and still win.
Right.
That's why everyone hates like Luigi and Bowser and characters like that. But that's not how you should learn Smash. And definitely not Ike. Ike has that problem a little bit, because Ike can live to 150 and then kill you at 80 off an air. But you'll get better at the game if you really, like, instead of focusing on did I take the stock first, focus on did I get hit, and try not to get hit. And that's where your wins are. Your wins are when you don't get hit and when you hit the opponent. Like, start tallying up your neutral wins instead of your stock counts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because some characters, like, it's so easy to fall into the trap of, oh, well, I can just win neutral half the time and still win. And so you stop, working on your neutral as much. And then characters who can win neutral once and kill you become incredibly frustrating to fight. Because, like, you haven't honed that aspect of your play. You've spent all your time honing punish game. And suddenly you lose to Luigi off a grab at 0.
Exactly, because you got to the part where you can punish. So you never got to...
Yeah, exactly. Or no, you did. Like, you won neutral 3 times in a row. And that's good. But then you lost it the 4th time and you lost the game. So you gotta hit that consistency with your options in neutral and make sure your decision making is good first. That's the most important thing.
Right. That's definitely something I was realizing about my play at both of the locals. It's just like I fought a banjo named Skew, and he was just able to call out so many ledge habits I had with Wonder Wing.
Yeah. Banjo annoying to recover against sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah, Ike definitely a character who can blow up off of one interaction because we are so easy to combo, and also have I don't want to call it a bad recovery because quick draw is broken, but if we're forced low, it's exploitable.
Yes, I would also say exploitable is probably the right way to...
it just, in the grand scheme of things, Ike's recovery is actually pretty good, I think. but there's some situations and characters who can really mess us up.
There's a good space back here.
Thanks.
I could, yeah, just stock
There
right,
is
please.
-6, so even if I had been in grab range, you still shouldn't have been able to grab it. But you space anyway, right? Because it makes everything safer. And some
Right.
characters have much faster out of shield options than grab.
Game and watch.
Exactly. Or again, like Luigi, you know, or
Yeah,
there's a lot.
Mario with the up smash, Fox. Yeah, I could go
There's
on.
a lot. Yeah, you could go on. By the way, if you see me miss an up B on stage, that should be a big punish for you.
Right. Gotta remember to take a breath in between. Reset the brain.
Yep.
Um,
It's hard because we're talking at the same time. But
right. Also, just general, I guess, fatigue. Something because I was getting beat so bad in a lot of the sets at both locals, fatigue sets in.
oh yeah.
It's hard to.
Well, that's one of the hardest things about being relatively new is like you're just expending so much more energy than your opponent sometimes.
Oh yeah, and it sucks.
Yeah, like you can be completely capable of beating someone, but like it just takes you so much effort. So yeah, you gotta just practice to the point where a lot of the things that are burning you out are effortless.
I gotta identify exactly what. I mean, losing, I guess, is the thing that's burning me out the most. But that's silly. Losing is part of the process.
Yeah, but you know, don't. No one likes losing. I don't know. It's so hard because like it's complicated because you don't want to get mad at yourself for getting mad at yourself either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just a bad feedback loop.
Yeah. So you know, like it's okay to be disappointed. You know, that's gonna happen. The real challenge is just not to give up and to let it roll off you eventually, right? Don't carry it with you. You're gonna be disappointed. Like you're not gonna do as well as you wanted to do at every event you go to. No one does. Tweak didn't do as well as he wanted to this weekend. Tweak is disappointed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a sliding scale. So like if you know, if your standards get higher, you're gonna get disappointed more, even though you're doing better, right? So,
Right, because the expectation. Yeah.
yeah, and that's why, like in the book, it talks about how positive reinforcement can be bad too, right? Because then, no matter what, that's results oriented, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're chasing a high instead of chasing improvement.
It's so fucking crazy how similar all of this is to just music, and
Absolutely,
the process of having learned an instrument.
Well, that's because it's not about Smash. It's not about It's about how the human brain works, right?
Right.
It's about how we learn. Doesn't matter what it is. Obviously, it gets a little more complicated. Like music's hard to learn, but at the end of the day, it's technical. I feel like games and competitions can be even harder because you have a whole nother person to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. Obviously, learning an instrument can be incredibly difficult, but it's.
No. I mean, we're just acknowledging like the different aspects of like what makes these two things difficult in different ways.
For sure.
Which is important to I'm sitting here talking about the similarities, but it's good to contrast as well.
Yeah. All right. So for the rest of this game, I'm gonna be more focused on specific interactions and just help you with Ike stuff, okay? Because we've talked a lot of big picture.
Right.
But yeah, if you're going to focus on Ike, I want to help you smooth that out, okay?
Yeah, I want that help, so thank you. And I lost that 50-50.
Yeah, so let's talk about that interaction then.
Yeah, word.
If you're double jumping off stage like that, it is a 50-50, but also if I wait long enough, I can kind of just see that you've committed. Like if you end up here,
you just know.
It's like you're not going lower than that. So I'll just wait and then do a runoff counter and you'll die. Or even if you every time if you commit to this high quick draw, I'll just start doing this and then do like a falling one, right?
Yep.
Cover everything. So I want to see more low recoveries from you with double jump up B. Not double jump up B. Sorry, double jump air dodge.
Air dodge.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
okay.
It'll be better than that one.
Yeah. No, it's all right. Because like a lot of Ikes fall into this habit, right, where they do this double jump quick draw and they create a 50-50 every time. it's good, but it's also, why would you create a 50-50 every time when you don't need to?
Right.
When you could be safely recovering low, or just side being without double jumping so that you get a second try. Don't fall into a pattern off stage. Realize how many options you have and use them all.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you have immediate quick draw, you have double jump quick draw, you have quick draw high, you have quick draw low, you have down low air dodge, you have high up air dodge, you have low double jump quick draw, low double jump immediate quick draw like this. You have spaced ether, which is safer than unsafe spaced. You have under the stage ether, which throws your sword closer to your opponent and can shark people. Like, you have a lot of options, and you need to be aware of them and use them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Roger.
It's a dangerous double jump you just did.
Yep. Yeah.
I like the idea. You just missed the turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Which is totally cool. It happens. It just takes practice. Especially online, you can't beat yourself up for that at all.
Oh, no.
But yeah, those like little turnaround tomahawks are really good. So yeah, keep trying those. I like the idea of stopping the jab, but I kind of expected it.
Right.
Basically, I'll just choose to get hit by jab 3 if that's the case. So I'll just hold away most of the time, because jab 3 is not that scary. A lot of people you'll catch with that, though. I like the mix-up. So that's the problem with that.
Mm-hmm. I'll take it.
I got butt boxed, so I call it the butt hitbox. Sends me the wrong way.
You're right. The big ground pound at that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of the biggest things I think that you need to do is mix up your nair timings more.
Yeah. I know exactly where that bad habit has come from too. It's just the way I practice fastball. I just do that instead of
Yep.
mix it
Good
up.
players are just going to parry you over and over and over again.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, so you have to either not fastball sometimes, or do like a late, do a bear instead of a nair, or do your nair as late as possible, or do an early nair to try to put shield pressure on without getting parried and catch them dropping shield. There's
Right.
a lot of options for mixing up.
I
I recommend you
to...
watch a really good Ike. Watch I'd say go watch Yez or Raven King or something. Like, find some VODs. Watch it in slow motion and like count the different ways that they do nair. They go for back hits. They do it slow. They do the fast short hop version, and then they'll do the full hop version to mix it slightly, and then they'll do a bear instead. Stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to mix it up.
Yep. All right.
Oh, all right. See if I can use some of those this time.
The Ditto's weird, by the way. It takes a lot of practice to not get cheesed by Ike as Ike. So don't, yeah. You'll do better against non-Ike mains because they don't know your tricks.
I have noticed that. Like, even people who play like brawlers or characters without swords, it seems like everybody who plays swordies really knows how to fuck with Ike.
True. He's one of the more exploitable swordsmen. Like, he has the clearest weaknesses. He has some really strong strengths too, but it's obvious like what to do. Like, the game plan against him is not complicated. Nice. So you just ran back during the jab there, which is what I just said to do. So good. Unfortunately, you can't do that against all multi-hit moves. It's just kind of like...
Yeah, gentleman jabs. And oh, is it really just Ike?
Well, no, other gentleman jabs is fine too, but like I'm thinking of like Roy's side B. You definitely don't want to hold out.
No way. Yeah.
And he can do the same kind of mix, so...
Oof. Oof. Ah. Cool
So,
fair.
it can be completely counterintuitive, but sometimes you want to hold out towards the blast zone so that my follow-ups don't hit you. Really important, actually, because that fair shouldn't hit you. You were holding in to try to avoid dying.
Right.
And that's why the fair hit you and killed you. It's called combo DI, right?
Right.
I'm sure you know about it, but...
I do. It's just getting better at it is
yeah.
taking longer.
It's that panic, right? That, oh god, get me away from the blast zone right now. That's what gets people killed a lot.
Exactly.
Play Captain Falcon for a week and you'll get that out of your system quick.
Yeah, my buddy Dylan mains Falcon, so I have a lot of practice in that matchup, but it's still...
Yeah.
I could use more.
Get away from your opponent when you're in disadvantage. That should be the biggest thing you're thinking. Like, how do I find my way back to the ground or the ledge? So, I'm basically just outspacing you.
Yeah, I know.
And you're not doing anything egregiously wrong. So yeah, just keep it up and work on your spacing, and work on mixing your timings, and I think you'll do just fine.
Okay. Note has been made of that in the little note.
Yep, and don't forget to practice combos as well, because you want to be confident in. You want to be confident. What was I trying to say? Confident that you can hit those combos whenever you do get the opening. Like whenever you hit an air, you should be finding a follow-up. Whenever you get a grab, you should be doing a down throw, up air, etc.
Yeah, this is a comment that I've gotten from another friend of mine as well. One of your videos, you I think it was on like Small Battlefield. You showed like a thing of like doing the ladder combos, like nair up air. So I practiced that. I try to do also like the back hit of air into buffered bear.
Mm-hmm.
But the consistency comes with time. You're right.
Yeah, the nair up air is really good to practice because it's hard and it'll teach you good Ike movement, and yeah, I think that's a really important combo to practice. Not even to do that combo, just because it teaches good movement and good comboing.
Right.
Because like you have to be pretty precise with like, when you nair, and making sure you get the right kind of jump and etc. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, sometimes just standing here and doing nair up air over and over again can be helpful. Just get it into your system. All right, let's go.
Oops.
It almost worked. So you see my video about parrying, right? Where I say I parry the landing and not the aerial?
Yeah.
So the key to that, to beating that, is again to just not fastfall sometimes, and mix your timings a lot. The other key is a lot of times you should do tomahawk down tilt or tomahawk F tilt or tomahawk grab, right? Because those will catch the shield drop if I'm parrying a lot. That's the mix-up game as well. And then if they start expecting that, that's when you start empty hopping and just try to bait them into doing something.
Right.
So and then I'll do empty hop, and then an F tilt, and catch them dropping shield, which works really nicely.
Right. Try just quickly adapting what you are doing to your opponent's responses.
Exactly. And that's literally like the most basic level of adapting to your opponent. Obviously, there's so many more layers, but that should be what you learn first, I think. Is how do they respond to your shield pressure? See how much range there is on that air dodge? It's really good.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That wasn't even like the limit. You can do it from further. Your disadvantage needs work.
It does. Getting out of combos, I get very stressed out.
Yep. So I've taught you about fast fall neutral air dodge, right? You know about that as an option?
Yes, I escaped one or two of your combos today like that. I've been working on it.
Nice. Wow, you almost killed me with it. So that's good,
Wow.
but one thing I think you would benefit from a lot is just going to ledge more. You know, stop trying to land on stage. Or if you're going to land on stage, try to land on a plat and like mix your timings. Another good thing is like a full drift and then cover them approaching you with aerials can be good. With fair or nair or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, your goal is to find your way to the ground. And you need to be conscious of what you choose to do so. All right.
Got it.
Yeah. Going to ledge is going to be the play a lot more often than you're doing it.
Yeah, you said that in the last lesson, so I'll work on it harder.
Cool.
It's obviously taking more to solidify that.
It's okay. Okay, you're completely exposed there. I missed the down tilt, but you got to realize that you don't have invuln there.
Right. And yeah.
Okay, so that back air is a consequence of your friends not punishing you.
Right.
Yeah, those slow drifts in, you know, they're respecting you too much. I know that I can just bear you there, and it's no risk to me because I can just drift back to stage if I miss. So you need to be aware of what your opponent's threat range is. And that's what I'm saying with go to ledge. You want to avoid their pressure while finding your way back to ledge. And that can often mean actually holding away from the stage instead of towards it. Because the more distance you create, the safer you are.
Right. Harder they have to commit to get out to you.
Yeah, so especially if you still have your double jump, trying to go further from the stage while recovering can be very good.
Okay.
Especially against Ike.
2, 1, go!
Nice, good grabs. You're doing nothing. This is good. You gave up stage a little too much there, but I really like that you were mixing with your movement and you weren't committing to anything.
Thanks.
You're doing a better job racking up damage here. This is good.
Good.
Nice. There you go. You mixed up. You followed up your shield pressure with another safely spaced move. There you go. Nice. These down tilts are nice. I want to see more of that. So you have a habit of doing neutral tech and then shielding right after. So I'm just grabbing you.
Yeah. I've noticed that in a few replays. When I tech, I almost always just tech in place.
Yeah, and you almost always shield right after, which is
Bad habit.
yeah. If you're teching, I have
Exploitable
to
habit.
yeah. It just is a habit, yeah, and you need
Right.
to mix more. That's always the answer. Mix more, right? That's the problem with those weak high quick draws is like you are not actionable for like 2 seconds if you do that.
Yeah. I think the ledge stuff is probably something that's not going to see extreme improvement in this lesson, but we'll get worked on. I'm finding it difficult to retrain that part of my brain that is in charge of the ledge, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, watch how I do it. That's really I mean, you have these hour-long VODs of me playing you too, and I have that experience. So if you just
Right.
like compare how you recover versus how I recover. I'm sure that there's a lot to learn there. I died to
Nair. Nair kills never feel good.
Nair. Yeah, because it's like I should have killed him earlier, right?
Exactly. That is exactly the thought. That was too.
They feel good when I'm platform camping a Luigi, but other than that, yeah, or like a Pichu or something, where I'm like afraid to go on the ground. I just Nair camp up there and they die at 130. That feels good.
It's situational.
Sometimes they can feel good because it means you were patient, right? But if it's because you were like a stock behind and you couldn't seal it out, then it sucks. But it's a valid option.
I don't know why I'm trying that on another Ike. You know the spacing.
Yeah. Only do that if they're so far off stage that you can get like the charge
Right.
before they jump. Because there you only had one pillar ready, so like I knew I could
You're
just
right.
jump and be completely safe. Against Ike, it's almost never going to work unless he has to go low, because quick draw is pretty quick. I can get back to stage pretty fast.
Oh, right. Double roll. Why that? Why was that the choice?
You missed your timing a little bit there. That was good. I couldn't parry as freely. Yeah, just hold center. Don't let me get center back. That's your plan. That doesn't mean don't pressure ledge, but you know, make sure you're putting yourself in between. Nice mix-up. That was a really good approach.
Thank you.
Nice. No, it was good, even though it didn't work. That was smart.
Nice. Yeah.
I think back air, criminally underrated. You should practice falling back airs a lot.
Try practicing. I had a very awful match with a Pikachu where I just couldn't hit anything because low profiling.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I tried practicing fastball back airs on a little Pikachu dummy. But that's good advice.
Yeah, he's a good one to practice it on, but yeah, I don't use it much in that matchup because he's so small. I usually focus on fade back nairs and fairs to call out jumps and things like that.
Right.
Definitely. I pretty much platform camp in that matchup, but
yeah, I mean that's like just the more effective option, right? I tried to grab out of getting hit by the fair. Was that a fair or an air? My brain isn't working fast enough.
I think it was an air. Excuse me.
All good.
That's a back air. And that's a stock.
Yeah, I know. I missed it.
Good air dodge.
Thank you, platform. The ultimate Randall.
So yeah, Ether sucks. Do everything you can
It
to
does.
avoid being put in that situation.
Yeah. It's such a bad habit. Ugh. Or it's such a exploitable habit. I think it's just like a further extension of the offstage panic where I'm like, I need stage.
Yep.
So yeah.
Calm down. That's it. Calm down. Keep putting yourself, keep playing good players. Keep getting put in the position where you might die there, and you'll slowly adjust.
Right.
Going to locals will help because you'll play friendlies with good players.
2, 1, go!
What do you do about Rob?
Good question. Play Diddy Kong. That's my answer.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Duck Hunt?
The real answer for Rob is you got to practice parrying his nair, and then he becomes a much worse character. He's still really, really good, and you got to
Yeah.
be patient. So make sure you're dash shielding instead of just dashing and then shielding. You know the difference?
Yeah, it comes out on like frame 2.
It's just really
Or,
fast.
just really fast.
Yeah. So make sure you're doing this to avoid gyro, and then put them in the corner, and then when they try to nair out, parry, down tilt. That's kind of the core of how to beat Rob. But overall, it is a losing matchup for us, and one where you have to be really careful and try to outplay them.
Gotcha. Both locals. For some reason, everybody in House of 3000 is either a Rob main or is just very good at Rob.
Yeah, Rob's popular, man. He's easy.
Yeah.
So there's that, but also, you said Duck Hunt?
Not against Duck Hunt. I don't like Diddy Kong very much. So if we
I'm
discuss
kidding. You don't have to play Diddy. I was joking.
Yeah. No. That's fair. I mean, it is technically an option. I would say. Like Diddy is a good secondary.
I just meant I don't like playing that matchup. That's all I meant.
Right. No, I got you.
But,
Sorry. Sometimes I take things too seriously, and humor is lost on me.
No worries. Do you have a Duck Hunt secondary? Is that what you're saying?
Working on it. Yeah, I met there's a really good Duck Hunt player named Zane. Who goes to both locals I go to.
I lost to him online. He's good.
He's a cool guy.
I never talked to him. I just lost to him.
Fair. Yeah, I've been picking his brain about Duck Hunt. Anyway.
Yeah, no, Duck Hunt's an interesting character. Definitely one of those characters that's going to get by on matchup experience a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, really strange character for sure. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Character Ike probably beats, thankfully. Let's grab.
Oops.
So you notice how far away I drift to recover?
Yeah.
You can't fair me. Like, it's just not an option for you. Oops.
Yeah, and you saw me try to.
Yep.
Or go out there to like attempt it.
Yeah, when you hold towards the stage, you're literally just putting yourself in danger. Ike's quick draw can get back from so far away, you really don't have to worry about trying to drift towards the stage.
That should have been an up tilt. Ah, shoot.
It happens.
Yeah, I thought about I could drift back just a little too late.
Yeah. Gotta take those risks so you won't learn.
Thank you for affirming my risk-taking decisions, coach.
No problem.
Uh,
Oh, don't kill me. No. If I had drifted back towards the stage, you would have hit me, so I was just dead. I overcommitted for zero reason. Don't copy that.
No, definitely not. Oh,
Nice recovery. You didn't have a jump, so that was your best option.
yeah. I clipped far enough away that I didn't think he was going to magnet hands.
Yeah, no, that was at the limit, but you got it.
Oh, thank God that didn't hit.
I should have just countered.
Yeah, I was expecting to counter. Dreading. Ah,
So you took a risk there on your landing.
right. The not a well thought out risk,
Yeah.
I think. How much time I got? Okay, yeah, 53.
3, 2, 1, go!
Did you ask me a question? I'm sorry. I'm brain dead today.
Oh, no, it's okay. I think we're both just focused on the actual play right now. I was just checking the time clock, checking the time.
You got about 10 minutes left.
Like, yeah. Anything? Just keep shouting out stuff. If there's anything else that you see that I could work on in the intervening time,
Absolutely. I mean, I think we've covered a lot today.
we have.
I don't want to
So,
overload you.
no, I appreciate that. We can do a little. I would appreciate a little review as well. Just
Of course, yeah, after this game we'll talk.
sick.
But yeah, I think you learned the game in a different way than most people, I feel like. Or we'll talk about it after the game. Well, now you're curious. I feel like you learned movement first, which is,
Yeah,
I think,
definitely.
good. But it's interesting for sure. I mean, because that's usually what people need to work on the most. You know, people just mash with their friends and they'll learn like how to kill people and they'll sort of learn neutral through osmosis. But
Right.
but they won't focus on movement. It seems like you really buckled down and learned movement, which I think is very good.
I think it's because I was intimidated by melee a long time ago, with, like the fucking wave dashing and shit. So when I
Yeah.
picked this game up, I was like, I need to know it all.
Yep, and that's good. You know, being a tech fanatic or whatever. Oh, you were alive.
I have no idea what I could have upbeat again. I think because you
Yeah.
hit me with your A2. Anyway,
But yeah, can keep you interested, right? Because that stuff's cool. It's fun to learn, and it's
mhm.
also really important. A lot of people think it's not fun. A lot of people just want to mash against their friends. So finding that stuff fun is really important, or at least a really nice asset to have. Um, okay, so for review here, um, I think um, so. There's two aspects I think that need big attention.
Mhm.
There's recovery, which I feel like you were panicking in. I mean, really, panic is the problem. Whenever you were put in a disadvantage, I feel like there was a lot of tensing up and a lot of just waiting for your turn. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's always something you can be doing to be trying to make the situation better for yourself. You know, if it's mixing up how you DI, or swinging at the right time, or air dodging at the right time. Um, I think that mixing more in disadvantage is going to help you a lot because you're not going to get blown up as hard. I feel like I was blowing you up a lot off of one hit in ways that didn't need to happen. So mix your DI more,
Okay.
and mix the options you choose in disadvantage more often. Um, as for recovery, just be safer. You're going to watch the VOD and you're going to. I think a good homework for you is to watch a couple of the games we played. Watch all the times you recovered. Watch all the times I recovered. Like go back and watch them each twice, and uh, sort of
Compare.
note what I'm doing differently. Yeah, note like, oh, okay, he's drifting out here. He's trying to go far away.
Yeah.
Okay, he never did the same thing twice in a row. Versus I had the habit of double jump side being or whatever. Um, those comparisons are really useful. But also as homework, let me find you a good set to watch. Um,
Uh, I've seen a bunch of Raven King and Yez, but I don't think
Yeah.
that they've done.
Raven King got on stream for a set at Riptide this weekend.
Oh shit! I'll just watch that. But was it in bracket or pools?
It was winners finals pools. Oh wait, he
Gosh,
choked. Okay, well, he choked it,
happens.
but he was winning like the whole time, so there's still a lot to learn. I don't think it is on YouTube yet.
Um, is it? Maybe it's on VG Bootcamp's Twitch. I'll just
Yeah.
go. I'll
Well,
go. I'll go look around.
I searched for Raven King Riptide and nothing came up. So, oh well. But yeah, go just watch some VODs and really the things I told you to work on, the very specific things, watch what they do. Learn from that. And you can learn from me as well, obviously. But yeah, that's what I did. I learned from watching Raven King VODs more than anyone else. Um, Yez wasn't really
He's
around
good.
too much. Yeah, Raven King is really good, and he was sort of the Ike style I ended up emulating. I've been told I
Hmm.
play like him a lot. Um, so find what works for you. You know, whether you want to play like Yez or Raven King. You know, do Yez is very movement focused, very like mix up heavy, while Raven King is very fundies. And there's some really important things to learn from both of them. So I would say spend a lot of time watching VODs and thinking about what you're not doing and what you could be doing differently.
Okay. Good advice.
Yep. And then training room combos. Just do your nair up airs, do your nair back airs. You know, get to the point where you feel consistent.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just keep it 5 minutes a day. You know, that could do it as well. Whatever works for you. All
All
right.
right.
Well, my DMs are always open, as always. So if you have any questions, just shoot me a message and I'll get back to you.
Thank you for your help in the process, Solo.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get the VOD up for you shortly, and you have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Oh, you paid, right? Yeah.
I did. Yeah, yeah. Check your Venmo real quick, just to double check.
I got a Venmo. I'm just trying to keep better track of this stuff.
Yeah. That's important. Make that money.
So you are Corbin?
That is me.
Cool. Gotcha. All right. Thanks.
Later, bud.
Have a good one.